Hawking, we all know, recently a great scientist died. He can be compared with Newton, Einstein, Galileo, and most of his inventions and calculations are done in mathematical calculus. If you compare Galileo, Newton, Einstein, Stephen Hawking also used mathematical calculus. That is the uniqueness of these four scientists. In the words of Stephen Hawking, however difficult the life may seem, there is always to look at and succeed in life. There is always to chase in life. And the man with great difficulty have become a very great scientist and a leading example for all of us. Look, he said, look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. And wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious. He gave a great life lessons to the young people. Be curious. Not since Albert Einstein has, as a scientist, so captured the public imagination and endeared himself to tens of millions of people around the world. If you win when everything is good, it is victory. But if you win on adverse circumstances, it is history. Stephen Hawking created history, not just victory. Despite being diagnosed with a motor neuron disease, he gave the astounding achievements to the humanity and left his footprints on the strands of history. Stephen Hawking's contributions to cosmology and quantum mechanics and its related aspects are impeccable. Stephen Hawking became the first research fellow with his thesis titled Properties of Expanding Universe. He has made a thesis on properties of expanding universe. In 1966, Stephen Hawking won the Adams Prize for his essay titled Singularities and the Geometry of Space-Time. Singularities and the Geometry of Space-Time. Later, he moved to the Institute of Astronomy and published his first academic book, The Large-Scale Structure of Space-Time. The Large-Scale Structure of Space-Time. Stephen Hawking became a reader of gravitational physics and progressed as a professor of gravitational physics. He has also worked on basic laws which govern the universe. With Roger Penrose, he showed that Einstein's theory of relativity, general theory of relativity, implied space and time would have a beginning in the Big Bang and end in the black holes. Stephen Hawking also worked on basic laws which govern the universe. With Roger Penrose, Stephen Hawking showed that Einstein's general theory of relativity implied space and time would have a beginning in the Big Bang and an end in the black hole theory. These results indicated that it was necessary to unify general theory of relativity with quantum theory and other scientific developments. General theory of relativity with quantum theory and other theories of relative developments. And Stephen Hawking also detected that black holes are not in vacuum. There is some radiation from black holes. This radiation is named as Hawking's radiation. This Hawking's radiation will eventually evaporate or disappear. Recently, Stephen Hawking announced that after 1,000 years, human beings cannot inhabit in this earth. They have to vacate this earth and they have to search for a new planet. And Stephen Hawking experienced zero gravity situation also. He himself experienced. He was an atheist. Stephen Hawking was an atheist. And towards the end of his life, he worked on a possible resolution to the black hole information paradox. Black hole information paradox. And Stephen Hawking proved experimentally that time travel is impossible. He proved experimentally that time travel is impossible. Stephen Hawking's famous publications are Large-Scale Structure of Space-Time, General Relativity, and Einstein's Centenary Survey, 300 Years of Gravitation, and Stephen Hawking's famous book is A Brief History of Time. A Brief History of Time. And a movie was picturized on Stephen Hawking, The Theory of Everything. A movie was picturized on Stephen Hawking, The Theory of Everything. Completely wheelchair bound, with his 2 fingers working, he has made miracles and wonders from wheelchair. And most of the youth today waste their time in most of the unnecessary things. Stephen Hawking's life is a lesson for all of us. Thank you very much.